Say about the AFC South. So I think.
There's a history in this league.
Brought him up.
That's an example.
So
I didn't want to
finish
give
this.
the subject.
For those who believe, for those who are ready.
You have no idea what song
I
it is.
have no idea what song it is.
It's a hot song right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, next week is the NFL draft, and today we are going to discuss the most overrated and the most underrated teams heading into the draft and next season. Jimmy, who is your first overrated team heading into next year?
Overrated team? God. And go overrated going into the draft? Oh, that's tough. I mean, I think I just go with Dallas, honestly. I think they're just overrated. They always been overrated.
Yeah, I feel like next year a lot of people are going to say, oh, they have to bounce back. They're going to go with that whole back-to-back curse. But you have the Eagles still there, despite losing everyone.
Yeah.
The Washington's getting better.
Got better.
So Washington probably is going to win that division. The Giants solved their quarterback crisis for right now. We'll see who they draft next week. So it's going to be a lot different than NFC East. So I really don't see the Dallas Cowboys going anywhere. I really do not. So I think you could say the Cowboys are that overrated team because a lot of people are going to say, oh, make it or break it for Mike McCarthy. Make it or break it for Dak Prescott. I don't see any improvement from the Dallas Cowboys. I really don't. So I agree with you on that. I think if you look at this Dallas Cowboys team, I think the Giants can have a better record than them. I don't see the Cowboys being a threat to anyone. I really do not.
No, especially that they lost too much of offense. They lost Zach Martin to retirement. They
Mm-hmm.
lost another P of offensive lineman.
Mm-hmm.
And they're already talking about trying to re-sign Parsons. If I'm Parsons, I get out of there.
Mm-hmm.
I leave. I want no part of that at all.
Yeah, I don't see I really don't see the Cowboys improving. We don't know what they're going to do next week in the draft. So it's like
They're
This-
gonna try to go. They're gonna try to go for probably running back because that's
yeah, do they get Jetney? Who knows? I'm not sure where. I don't know what their mindset is. I don't know what their game plan is in Dallas. I really don't know.
they got too many problems in that team, and I don't think that's gonna solve it immediately.
Yeah, like I think this is a team that could go into rebuild mode real quick because they even say, "Oh, maybe we should trade Dak." Who knows? So it's
I would.
like, what is their game plan? They acquired Joe Milton from New England. Is there going to be a quarterback competition in Dallas eventually? I'm not sure. I really don't know.
I'm not sure either, but I mean, I do question bringing him in at all. Like, that is this big question mark because you have Dak that you paid $400
Mm-hmm.
million for.
Yeah, but they haven't won anything with Dak, so it's like
But I'm gonna say this: I don't think Dak's the problem. I think it's.
I don't think so. I don't think so either. I think it's that whole organization.
Just like with Sam Darnold or Geno Smith, I don't think they were the problem in that team. It was the Jets.
Yeah, just like I don't think Daniel Jones was a problem in New York either. So these players are going elsewhere and they're gonna improve. Yeah, I think Daniel Jones did hold the Giants back a little bit, but it wasn't completely his fault.
No.
So
I think the organization is just bad.
you could have some blame, but not always.
Yeah, like I will say this, and I know you're a big anti-Rodgers, but I don't think even Rodgers was that bad for the Jets. I think they just failed him.
Last year, yes, I do think I still have my thoughts on him being the selfish, egotistic player. I still feel like that. But if you want to look at the Jets last year, I think their big mistake was firing Robert Saleh. They were 2-3. let him ride out. Don't fire Saleh. Give him his first year with Rodgers. I think they could have been better than they were last year. I think firing him was the biggest mistake. I think the ownership and the GM let the Jets down last year and not Aaron Rodgers, despite how I feel about him, because he did put up decent numbers for 41.
Yeah, he did. He put up a decent amount of numbers. Like, he wasn't playing as bad. I think it was just that O-line was terrible and the defense digressed.
Mm-hmm.
The defense was not the same as they used to be. So, like, if you put him on any other team, I think he'll be just fine. Even though I know he's an older man, I think he can still throw the ball when he.
I think so too.
So we'll see.
But yeah, I agree with the Dallas Cowboys as an overrated pick. But if I had to pick an overrated team, honestly, I'm going with your Pittsburgh Steelers.
Why do you go with that?
I just don't think they could get over the hump. I don't think they're a bad team, but I think a lot of people are going to go in to this saying, they're going to get the job done eventually. They're going to win the Super Bowl eventually. They have to get over the hump. But I just feel like Mike Tomlin's coaching style isn't in today's game. It's like with John Tortorella and the Philadelphia Flyers. I think he held that team back. They fired him. They should have fired him years ago. I just think where Mike Tomlin is at in his career, great coach. They're a great team. They're a great ran organization. But it's like year in, year out. They can't get the job done. I don't know what it is. I can't see them going anywhere this year. I just can't. That's just how I feel. I don't think they're bad. I don't know. I think my expectations for them next year is not where others have them at.
Yeah, but Doug, you've been saying that for the last couple of years that they're not bad. They're not. And they have proved you wrong each time.
Yeah, they're a winning organization, but what do they do when it matters?
Yeah, but here's the thing. I think a lot of people will agree, even non-Steelers fan, they are a quarterback away from, I think, doing something. They are.
You said that about Russell Wilson.
Yeah, but I thought he could, but then we didn't have a good receiver core. We didn't. I said we needed a good quarterback and a receiving core. Think of the moves. Think of the moves that they did already.
Like I said, I don't think they're a bad team. I just think they're overrated. Could they win 8-9 games? Yeah, but I don't see them going anywhere with it.
We'll see, because even when they didn't have a great team before, they still got to the finish line and finished above 500. Even if they didn't make the playoffs, they still were a consistent team.
No, I know that. But is it to get to the playoffs? Or is it to win the Super Bowl?
I think this still too, because last couple of years we didn't have Khan as our GM. Khan kind of came in like a couple years ago, I believe. I think he is slowly changing that team around. Because I forgot who was the GM before. It wasn't Khan. Khan's been there for only a couple of years. So he's showing that he could definitely is trying to change the team for the better. And I think he knows that Tomlin is a defensive coach. So I think the moves were to bring Arthur Smith in last year, and our offense changed. Now I think we just needed a quarterback because now we have the weapons to do it.
Yeah.
So I believe if going into the draft, if we could get somebody in the first round that could help that team a lot.
Yeah, everyone's saying Jackson Dart. Mike Tomlin said the other day that he's comfortable with Mason Rudolph having the job. But I don't know. I just think it's the same story year in, year out.
I don't know, because even, I'll say this, Mason Rudolph did towards like a couple years ago, like towards the end of the season, he won every single game.
No, I know, but I just feel like it's the same. You're getting the same result.
Yeah, but who knows what they do? Maybe they have a big scheme coming. Who knows?
No, we don't know, but.
Because we don't know. Because if they didn't sign in a Rodgers at all, there's something else going down.
Yeah, I think Rodgers wants to go to Minnesota.
I think he's holding out for that, though. That's why I don't think he signed with Pittsburgh yet. I think he's hoping that Minnesota, like.
Yeah, A-Rod wants to go to Minnesota.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
I think because Minnesota has a better chance to make the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're making moves towards that and everything. They're making like especially the offensive line is going to be great as usual. But the thing is, you got to play at NFC North where the Detroit Lions got better,
Mm-hmm.
and then Packers, Bears got better. Bears got better with their offense. Like they went for Joe Tooney and the other guy from the Colts. Like they are trying to get Caleb Williams help.
Yeah, Bears upgraded their O-line
All
big
line.
time.
So I think they'll be perfectly fine. But we'll see what I mean, every team's gonna have like an over or under
Mm-hmm.
type of like awareness, or not awareness, over under like way of them. Like are they gonna be this good or are they gonna be like shit?
Mm-hmm. All right, who's your underrated team? One of your most underrated teams in this upcoming season before the draft or what we've seen so far in free agency?
Underrated team. Oof. I'm gonna go with Seattle. Here's why. Seattle made moves to improve their team. They have. Also, what they did is got many, many draft picks.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if they do it smartly, whatever they're gonna do, they use those draft picks to get some other people, or they use it to build up their future. So I think they're underrated going into there at all because I think people have a lot of question mark on them. They're going to be a good team. Like, why would you pay Sam Darnold this money, even though it's like you
Well,
upgrade the offensive line?
They were one tiebreaker away from winning that division, so it's not like they.
But I don't think they would have got to the next. Like they would have lost in the wild card round.
Oh, they would have. They would
They
have
would've.
probably played Minnesota, so they would have
no,
lost.
They
But
would play Minnesota. They would have played. Don't forget, Minnesota was the wild card team.
yeah, Minnesota lost to LA.
Yeah, no, but because but no, it would have been Minnesota though, because Minnesota was like the number 6, number 5. They were 5. The last one to get in was it Washington
Could have been.
or Green Bay? It was Green Bay.
Yeah, the tiebreakers might have been different if
Green Bay-
Seattle won the
Green Bay went
division.
to Philly. That's why. So Seattle would have went to Philly. You really think Seattle was going to beat Philly?
Yeah, but Seattle won the division.
Oh, so you're saying over the ring?
But then again, the tiebreaker could have been a lot different for the seeding. So
Yeah,
I,
but if they would have played Minnesota, Minnesota would have killed them now. I think
Yeah.
would beat them, like soundly, would have beat them again. Like
Mhm.
the Rams did it because they have a good offense. When you have
yeah, it was a
Cooper Kupp,
tiebreaker.
Yeah, it's a stupid tiebreaker, but no, I think Seattle this year they could. I know they lost DK, but if they smart, they sign a receiver, somebody that's like on the free agency, and or
Mhm.
draft, and then use those draft picks to your advantage.
I agree.
So,
But for me, I'm going with. And 2 years ago, you're like, "Oh, you're a Dave hater. You love to hate on Dave because you hate the Yankees, you hate the
Patriots.
Yeah. This is a whole different Patriot team, and it has nothing to do with being a Dave hater or a Dave lover. 2 years ago, they had no system in place. They lost Tom Brady. They had Mac Jones. They looked lost to New England Patriots.
Yeah.
Now they drafted Drake May, who I think is a solid quarterback. I kind of wish the Giants were able to get him. But you look at what they've been building. They have a great head coach in Mike Vrabel, who's been there. He's taken teams to the AFC title game with like a quarterback with like Ryan Tannehill.
Tannehill.
So I think Vrabel is a great coach, a great leader. He's played for the Patriots, won a Super Bowl with the Patriots. He's a great head coach, but the Patriots have a great team on paper. So I think the Patriots could be a team that could take a wild card spot, whether it's 6 or 7. I don't know what I'm going to see from the Miami Dolphins. I don't know what I'm going to see from the New York Jets.
That's true.
So that division is probably going to be between Buffalo and New England. I don't know why the Patriots can't be there in the playoffs next year. I think they've gotten so much better, and they're building the right way. They truly are. So a lot of people are sleeping on the Patriots, but I think they have a good shot of being a playoff team come 2025.
I think so too. I think it's also like the other. If you look at their schedule, the schedule is weak. Like, yeah, you gotta play Buffalo. I think they lose twice to them. I think they lose twice too. Fair?
Yeah.
Okay. I think they could split between the Jets. I say that because the Jets always play them tough. That's
Yeah,
my
they do.
first-
They compete. They do compete.
I'll split. With Miami, it's a big question mark because Miami can and they will put up points.
Mm-hmm.
So I say split or sweep by Miami.
Yeah, I agree.
And then they got to play. They got to play Tennessee, Jacksonville. I think they lose to Houston. Maybe we'll see. I could be a 50-50. And they got to play the Saints and everything. I think you sent the thing into the IG chat with us that the Patriots radio people had them 10 wins.
Yeah, I saw that. I think it was 10 wins.
Yeah, and it's like, but I would not sleep on the Jets at all either.
No, I think I like Justin Fields going there.
Offensively, they're going to be better. Defensively, I don't think so. I think they're going to take a step back. They lost too much on defense, unless they draft all defensive players. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But I like New England on the come up and everything, but we'll see. I think they should walk before they run. Well, the Patriots radio people are saying everything, or everybody else is like, you don't know what could happen. Drake May could be out for the season, and then you lost Joe Milton.
Yeah. Do they have a backup?
I don't. Is it Sappy? No, Sappy's gone.
I
don't think they have a backup.
I don't know. I don't think so.
So you're predicated on what they're gonna do, but it's like what
They might draft someone in late second round, third round.
They'll do like late fifth round. Honestly, at that point, your first and second pick should just try to build up your offense.
Maybe they get a Will Howard. I don't know, but
they're gonna try to go defense and everything, and we'll see.
I'm gonna pull up and see if they have a quarterback.
It might show up and say Joe Milton, but he's gone now. And I think Sappy left too. I think Sappy's not there anymore. I don't think.
I don't think so. All right, let's see what they got. All right, quarterback. If this works. Come on, click on quarterback. Oh, it's currently not available because it's being updated. All right, let's see.
Drake May, and then who else?
Joshua Dobbs.
Oh, Joshua Dobbs won't be bad, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be a bad backup.
No, but still, I think you can't predicate all on 10 games, but then if your line cannot protect. Because that's the thing, too. Is their line that good to protect Drake May? And that could be a what if.
Because I do have number 4 overall pick. It varies on what the Giants do. If the Giants draft Shador, then Travis Hunter will be right there. If the Giants take Hunter, then they may get Ashton Jetney or a tackle.
I don't know why they'll go for Travis Hunter if you just got Holland from Miami and the other guy from the Saints to corner. So then,
no, I know, but they could have him as receiver. But I don't think they go with Hunter. I don't see it. I think they like Shador. They're going to take Shador.
Even that, though, too. You don't need him for a receiver because you have neighbors. Oh, my God. I know their name.
Robinson, Slayton.
Slayton, that's it. Robinson, that's a good receiving core.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tracy is your number one guy that came out of nowhere as a rookie last year that solidified that offense.
Yeah, Tyrone Tracy Jr. He's a solid running back.
I think your offense is going to be fine. I would not so much focus on working on your defensive player or the quarterback. I think that third round pick goes to somebody else.
So you think the Giants trade it?
I think because if they are smart, because you got Russell Wilson for 1 year,
Jameis Winston for 2,
and for 2. If I'm hopeful, I would trade that third round pick and get multiple picks out of it. You get somebody's first next year.
You can. You could do that.
And then that puts you. And then if anything, guess who comes into the draft that you may go for?
I know. We've been Archie Manning.
Yes, sir. So maybe you go with another Manning, and maybe he turns out to be really good.
See, I think the Saints could be an option for that because I think they may want to get a quarterback just because they don't trust Carr, they don't trust Rattler. I like Rattler, but I would not be surprised if the Saints try and get Shedeur Sanders. I don't know. Maybe you can make that trade first this year, first next year.
The
But
Saints are low though too. Like they're low in the draft.
yeah, they're number 9. They're 9 or 10.
So I mean, who's gonna be after the top 2 or top 4? Who really needs a quarterback after that? No one really.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh's all the way at 20 something.
No, I know, but you don't know how these.
I mean, if
There's
Pittsburgh's gonna do that, I mean, I would not be mad because
there's like seven or 8 quarterbacks available in the draft this year.
yeah. But if you could get the top 2, Shedeur and Head, like especially Shedor's gonna go into a great system automatically.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they're not. That's why they're not going for Rodgers. Maybe they have a plan in mind. They're hoping they can execute it like that day off.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting for the NFL draft. Truly is.
It is. It absolutely is.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. We'll see what happens with the Giants, the Steelers, the Bengals, the Patriots, the Jets. That number 2 pick will still be up in the air. We don't know if Cleveland's going to take a quarterback. If they take Abdul Carter, we don't know. That's the thing.
I mean,
everybody is waiting for Cleveland.
Yeah. Well, do we really think Tennessee's gonna go with a quarterback? What happens if they go sign a Rodgers?
Then I guess Cam Ward is going to. I don't know. We don't know now. If that's the case, we don't know what's going to happen for the Giants and for the Browns.
Yeah, because I mean, especially too, like Kirk Cousins is still in the wind.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins is still on the board.
Like and the Falcons said they're not doing it, but if they get a good trade offer, why not?
Yeah, I can't see why you wouldn't want to trade for Kirk Cousins.
But I still don't know why last year they went for Penix.
Yeah, that's kind of threw me off, and I think that threw Kirk off too.
Because I think it gave like a big fu to Kirk.
Yeah.
Because you could go drafted a defensive player or drafted like a lineman
Mm-hmm.
to protect Kirk better, but you
Mm-hmm.
didn't.
Yeah, they failed.
But now
Atlanta
it's like-
failed.
Yeah, Atlanta failed. They might be good in the next couple of years. We'll see, but nah.
Yeah, time will tell. But yeah, next week's gonna be fun. NFL draft. Dougie and Drust last mock draft of the year.
Yes, sir.
Well, yeah, that's gonna be the year because that's the draft is happening later that night. So it's
Yeah.
gonna be fun. I can't wait to watch it. Yes, I can't wait. Really, this is gonna be I'm looking forward to this draft. This is gonna be the most exciting draft that I'm looking forward to than in years past. Just because the quarterbacks available, what is each team going to do? There's like no clear-cut favorite for number 2. We do not know what's going to happen.
Yeah, we'll see. Because
Time is going to tell.
the best player, if you want to say draft-wise, is Abdul Carter.
Yeah, and he's not going 1 unless the Titans surprise everyone.
Unless the Titans like give up the first round pick and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like
Yeah.
just say, hey, we're going like the Cowboys like, oh, we'll trade Dak for the number 1 pick.
Mm-hmm.
But she's like, okay, we'll take Dak because that's the rumor too. I'm hearing that.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of rumors with
with
Dak.
the Browns,
Yeah, I heard that too.
like with the Browns doing it and everything. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know, man. This is going to be fun. I can't wait for this draft. It's really exciting.
Very interesting.
Because everyone's saying Shedor's still going to the Giants for Mel Kiper to Field Yates. So I'm really like trying to figure out who the Giants quarterback is going to be of the future, or do they wait another year? But it's intriguing.
That also threw me off too because why would you get 2 veterans?
Just where you could develop the guy and not throw him in. I think.
I'd rather you get Wilson for the 2 years develop, like help Russell develop, and not James Winston.
No, I think also what it is, I think they're afraid that Wilson may decline. I don't think so, but I think it's better to have someone in there just in case. Like Winston struggles, you could put in Wilson. Wilson struggles, you could put in.
But Wilson's getting a number 1. I'm sorry, Wilson will get the number 1 job over.
Yeah, Wilson's the guy.
Yeah. So there's no question about that.
Tommy DeVito, he could be on the practice squad unless they draft Shedeur. But yeah, I think if you have a good chance to get your franchise guy, I would get him. So I think it varies on what's going to happen, which is why this draft is very intriguing.
We'll see.
Mm-hmm. All right, as always, thank you for listening to another episode of the Doug Sarava Show, which is brought to you by our good friends at Unsolicited Role Models, the role models you may not want, but you may just need. See us next week, live show, last mock draft, 4.0, or it's number 3.
3.0.
3.0. Hyper released 4.0. That's why I got confused.
Yes, sir.
See everybody next week, live show. Send in your thoughts, your comments. Can't wait for this NFL draft. We'll see everybody then.
But to go and like react from a fiscal standpoint and from a civil rights standpoint to close everything, I find it hard to get behind.
Democrats. Thanks to Democrats. Thanks to the Democrats, by the way.
Nancy Pelosi should not be 84 years old and still be sitting as the House Speaker.
Like an idiot.
I'm an idiot.
Actually, like, can get in there and, like, do things. Like Donald Trump Jr., like,
Puerto Rican. You're Latino.
I'm an American.
I would like Ivanka to run.
Yeah, or Tulsi Gabbard. She's
Malibu at the diner part of the casino.
That they're gonna slip back a little bit. Ben,
do you ever ask yourself the question as to
For this town, things that haven't been done before.
I feel like
it's more than just Joe Biden, though. Like, it's just like people.
Overpay for DeGrom, and I think this is a great way for us to gather.
I'll be looking for another job after this is over. I can tell you that.
Here, with your name behind it, hoping that.
Why did Trump fire Fauci? He could have gotten rid of him.
There's a lot of things you can have checked out. So,
Talk whatever we want.
It's sports. Well, I'll tell you, no matter, I don't have to worry about my feelings to understand that.